Welcome to the Fret Friends Podcast, a guitar and music podcast here to instruct, inform, and showcase. Fret Friends is a podcast from AP Guitar, a music tuition business established in 2012, which provide lessons, workshops, and courses to students all over the world. So here's your host, Adam Picard.
Yes. Hello. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to Fret Friends, a podcast by AP Guitar with your host, myself, Adam. This is Season 1, Episode 10, the season finale, and it is titled Understanding Chord Progressions with the Number System. Now, I cannot believe that we have got to the end of Season 1 already. This has been extremely fun and productive for me to do because all the ideas swimming around my head have come out in a much more organised and structured fashion. Also, oddly enough, you guys are listening from all over the world, many countries, and there's been so many downloads as well. This has become way more successful, if I can use that word, than I ever thought it would be. So much so that there will be a season 2, and I have all the ideas ready already. I have some interviewees lined up as well. It's going to be extremely fun, and I cannot wait to get started with that season. For now, this episode will be probably a bit more of a discussion, because whether you've noticed or not, I have next to nothing in terms of notes in front of me when I start these episodes. Most of the time I can think fairly quick. Sometimes I just can't get the word out. So you'll have to forgive me with this one. Understanding chord progressions with the number system is about when you hear band members talking to each other and the way that they communicate the chords and the chord movements. So you may hear the band leader, for example, say, in the key of C, this goes 1, 4, 5. Or in the key of G, it goes 1, 5, 6, 4. What are they talking about? There are a specific set of notes in a major scale. There are 8 notes in the major scale. However, the 8th note is the same as the first note, so there are only 7 unique notes in a major scale. Let's have a listen. In the key of C, the major scale sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is the same as the first note. We say that they are an octave apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unique notes. In the key of C, there are no sharps or flats, so we can simply label those notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B. There's no H. G is the end of the musical alphabet. So I looped it round and I came back to the start and I went to A. All right. Where are we next? I think I should mention that the notes, the chord numbers, are sometimes written in Roman numerals. That's worth mentioning because you may see them written out. It's the same thing. Of course, it's the same thing as what we are talking about today. Now, with each note in the major scale, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, they have a chord type, a specific chord type attached to them. We would call this the major scale diatonic chords. What it means is, well, let's go through it. The first chord is always major. The 2nd and the 3rd chords are minor. The 4th and the 5th chords are major. The 6th chord is minor. And the 7th is diminished. Now, another way you could think of that, if you wanted to remember it a little easier, are that the 1, 4, 5 chords are always major. The others are always minor. The seventh is diminished, okay, but that is very rare to come up in rock and pop music. It's mainly the first 6. In the key of C major, they sound like this. Number 1 as a major, so I'm playing the note of C from the scale and I'm creating a major chord around that note, C major. Then let's go to the second note of the scale, which is D, and I'm going to play a minor around that because that is in the formula, the diatonic chord formula. The third note of the major scale, 1, 2, 3, is minor again if we follow that formula. The fourth, so 1, 2, 3, 4, the note of F, C, D, E, F is major. The fifth is major. The sixth is minor. The seventh is diminished. And the eighth is the same as the first, C. If I run through them in order without talking. There you have it. Now, that's not to say that every song you hear has only those chords. There are times where you will change something with one of these chords. So one of them you may unusually make minor if it's normally a major. So the fourth, for example. I've changed keys there. So in the key of C, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth chord is F. So if I go on C, which is the root, and then I go to F, which is the fourth, major, if I make that minor, and then go back to the 1 again, that minor is not in the diatonic chord scale, but it works. Okay, so there are times where people come out of this. Of course, the other way would be to completely change the key of the song, which we call a key change or a modulation. What I did there with the F minor, that's just borrowing a chord from another key. So that's not really a key change if it's just 1 or 2 chords. If you completely shift out of the key of C and you play a whole bunch or set of new chords, that is called a key change. It's when the song or the chords modulate. Every thing that you hear from now on is just going to be using the diatonic chord scale. All right, let's look at some of these. Some of the ones that you might hear. You may hear. I mentioned 1, 4, 5. So in the key of C, we're going C, F, G. That's 1, 4, 5, using all the major chords actually, because the 1, the 4, and the 5 are always major. Let's look at another one. 1, 5, 6, 4. 1, 5, 6, 4. This is a very, very, very common one. You've heard it loads. When I find myself in times trouble, not the bear comes to me. That's Let It Be, of course. No woman won't cry. No Woman, No Cry, Bob Marley. I mean, the list goes on. So many. It's not just like kind of pop songs like that as well. There's That's When I Come Around by Green Day. But I'm playing these all in the key of C. One of the glorious things about talking in numbers is that it's to do with when you can change key. All right, so you say it's that there 1, 5, 6, 4, but in the key of G. That turns it into... I heard you crying. And so on. All right. I believe it or not, I do actually sing. I know not very well at the moment. In my excuse, it is 20 to 11 p.m. on a Thursday. So I've just been teaching for like 50 hours this week, and my voice is going. Not that we should ever make excuses. Let's continue on. So we've looked at 1, 4, 5. That's twist and shout as well. It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 1, 5, 6, 4. There's another one that's good. 1, 6, 4, 5, which would be. One, 6, 4, 5. Notice that I'm not saying major, like major 6, minor this. It's because it's assumed, if we don't say anything otherwise, then it's assumed that you know the order of the chords. You know that the 1, 4, 5 are always major. You know that the 2, the 3, the 6 are minor, and that the 7 is diminished. So that is why we don't have to say anything other than just the numbers. Have I given you enough examples of the songs? I think I have. You can always go and check out some yourself. Let's actually look at changing the key. And let's use 1, 4, 5. So in the key of C major, if I start on the root note, 1 is C, of course. 2, 3, 4 is F, and 5 is G. So the chords are C, F, and G. Okay, so the band leader is just called out in G major. It's 1, 4, 5. Oh, all right. So we have to switch key. G. That's the G major scale. 1 is G. 2, 3, 4 is C. 5 is D. So our chords are now G, C, D. Another turning point, fork stuck in the. Oh my gosh, stop singing. Right. That was Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day. God, it seems like I really like Green Day, doesn't it? I didn't think, nothing wrong with Green Day. Right. That is, okay, so that's about transposing. Let's just take another key. E, the key of E. Oh my gosh. He's just called out the key of E, 1, 4, 5 again. No, let's do a different one. Let's do 1, 5, 6, 4 in the key of E. All right, so 1 is E, 2, 3, 4, 5 is B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is G sharp. What else have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. In the key of E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4 is A. So that would go. Okay, like that. E, B, C sharp minor, A. Get in. Right, you can put extensions on these chords. Any major chord, you can make major 7. Very commonly, the 5th is made a dominant 7 chord. The 5th chord of the scale, if we come back to C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's G. The 5th is called the dominant. And that is because it has more tension in it. It's actually called the dominant, I believe, because it resolves the strongest back to the root chord. It could go almost like the furthest away from the C chord to then come back. I'm aware I'm slightly out of tune. Right. Where was I? Let's get back on track here. So we've changed keys as well using the chord system. Right, that's what I was going to say. So you can, any of the minor chords, you can make minor 7 chords, for example. Any of the major chords, you can make major 7. The 5th is all very commonly made a dominant 7 chord. And that's where you don't have to just keep them as major and minor chords in their purest form. When you hear a song and it's got a 7th in it, if you don't know that chord, you can just take the number off. It's just an extension of the chord. You can take the number off and just play the letter that's remaining there. Right. What do I think? I think you should try it. That's right. For the first time ever in this podcast, I think I've just asked you to try something. No, that's not true. That is not true. Why don't you? Right, I'm going to choose a key for you. The key of D major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'd like you to play me in D major. Let's go for the same one. No, let's not. Let's do a different one. Let me try and think of one. 1, 6. Yeah, 1, 6, 5, 4. 1, 6, 5, 4. In the key of D. 1, 6, 5, 4. We'll talk through it now. You can pause this if you want to do it, because I'm about to tell you how it sounds. Pause this if you want to do it yourself. 1, 6, 5, 4 in the key of D. Right, let's go through it. 1 is D major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is B minor. What did I say next? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is A. 1, 2, 3, 4 is G. So that would sound like this. D. B minor. A. And G. We've definitely heard that before. I've probably even used that in a song myself before. 1, 6, 5, 4. I love it. It's one of my favourites. It's as simple as that. When you hear people calling out all these numbers, it's as simple as that. I think they call it the Nashville number system. I think, well, it's not. It's just the number system. We don't have to call it the Nashville number system, but it's. I think it's used a lot in sessions. Well, it is. It's used a lot in session musicians. People are expected. Pro musicians, session players are expected to be able to respond to people calling these out in real time. You may even be on stage. And that's quite mad, isn't it? But it's not, because the more you do it, the quicker you get used to following the orders, basically. All right. I always and R at the end. I'm like, is that it? I don't want to forget anything. Put up and then forget. But I suppose there's always next season. I can always add bits in. I say, do you know what? 13 minutes and 43 seconds through season 3, I forgot to mention this. And you'll go, oh, I thought he did. Right. Okay. Let's wrap it up there. So not only are we wrapping up season 1 episode 10, but we're actually wrapping up the whole season, the first season of Fret Friends. And I won't do all my thank yous again, as I've done all that at the start, but I'm extremely grateful. Full bloody stop. Roll on season 2, baby. Right, if you want to email, if you have any questions about anything you've heard in this episode or any of the episodes, please email me on contact@apguitar.co.uk. You can also send us a text through the show notes. There is literally a button there and it comes straight through to me. feel free. Or if you have any ideas yourself about anything you'd like to hear in a future episode on season 2, then you can, of course, let me know. And I will see, of course. Visit www.apguitar.co.uk if you would like any further information. I haven't done any adverts, really. If you would like any further information about the guitar lessons that I run, the workshops that I run online, or my courses that I have out, please feel free to check out my website, www.apguitar.co.uk. All right, also Instagram and TikTok are at AP Guitar Guru, and YouTube is at AP Guitar TV. Now, thank you so much one last time. Stay safe, be well, and have loads of fun.